It feels like we already know everything about bees. They make honey, pollinate plants, live in hives, and can pack a painful sting. I've been stung about 5 times myself. What about you? But the deeper scientists dig into these insects, the more mind-blowing stuff they find. How do bees decide where to move when the hive gets too crowded? Who makes the call? The queen? Nope. First, scout bees go out looking for a suitable spot. When they get back, they report their findings. Other scouts check out those spots for themselves. And only when the majority agrees on one place, the whole swarm moves to their new home all at once. True bee democracy. So how do bees tell each other where to find flowers? They actually use a special dance. The direction of the dance shows where to fly, and the duration tells them how far it is. This is how bees share info not just about a new spot to move to, but also where to find rich sources of nectar and pollen. Every worker bee starts her life inside the hive. First, she cleans the honeycomb. Then, she feeds the larvae. After that, she produces wax and builds new cells. Later on, she guards the entrance to the hive. And only near the end of her life does she become a sporter, a nectar collector. Why? Because as a bee ages, her hormone levels and gland functions change. This naturally makes her better suited for new tasks. But that's not all. If the hive urgently needs nurses, older bees can actually switch back to that job. Take a close look at her. Isn't she beautiful? The longer you watch her, the more you realize that even in a creature this tiny, there's this incredible perfection hidden inside. We all know bees build these huge honeycombs with thousands of cells fitting together perfectly. But how do they even know how to build them? Nobody teaches them. It's just part of their nature, something they're born with, just like how we instinctively feel thirsty and know we need to drink water. But how do thousands of bees create one giant structure? Turns out, each bee only does a tiny piece of the work. She builds right next to the cells that are already there, guides herself with her antennae, adds a little bit of warm wax, and repeats that over and over again. Not a single bee sees the whole hive. But thanks to thousands of these simple actions, a complex, almost perfect structure comes to life. That's collective intelligence. So what happens if this tiny insect disappears? Truth is, the consequences would be huge. Crops of many fruits, berries, and vegetables would drop dramatically. Food chains would fall apart. Entire ecosystems would start changing. Why? Because the bee isn't just a coincidence, it's part of the Creator's wise design. For instance, in some parts of China, the bee population has dropped so much that farmers have to pollinate fruit trees by hand. It's super slow, expensive, and can never fully replace what bees do. That's how valuable this little bee really is. The closer we look at nature, the clearer it gets that everything is connected. And maybe that's why even the smallest creature deserves our care and respect. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got so many more amazing discoveries ahead. See you next time.